Welcome to Slam, Stress Less, Automate More, hosted by JRFC and KB. This podcast is your go-to resource for surviving and thriving in today's fast-paced work environment. Whether you're working from home or in the office, we bring you actionable insights, smart automation tips, and workplace strategies to help you stress less and get more done. Join us as we break down the best ways to streamline your workflow, boost productivity, and stay ahead of the game. Let's slam into a smarter way of working. Our topic for today is emails and Gemini integration with our very own FG. He will be leading our conversation. Let's go.
Thank you, JR. And once again, Slam isn't a solution, just a solution, but also a lifestyle. So, when we last talked about Gemini, we were talking about the difference between ChatGPT and Gemini and how ChatGPT is better because of its memory, right?
Yes.
Essentially, that was it. So now I think Gemini heard us, or Gemini is watching our podcast because it just had a big update recently. So let me show you my screen. Enter. So Gemini gets personal with tailored help based on your search history. So careful, guys. Search history. And now, Gemini to remember the things you care about. So it has its own memory now. So whatever you've placed in before, whatever settings or prompts or anything that you want Gemini to remember it, it has now that capability, just like ChatGPT. Now, I believe Gemini would surpass ChatGPT in no time since I don't know about you, but this is just my opinion. But since its backing is Google, Google has thousands of data banks and data um, storage all over the world. So it can pull out any information it wants from its own data banks and data sources. So, that's a big advantage for Gemini. Now, do you guys anything to add to this new update by Gemini?
Not sure about K, but um, I'll go first. So GPT has like I'm not. It's the memory is limited, so I'm not sure how it will control the memory based on search history. Does it take in like a month's worth of search history or you, all of your history? If that's the case, it might have like kind of more kind of memory. More, it might need kind of can be a little bit heavier siguro, but I don't know. So, ano lang. GPT has a fairly limited, probably murag 20 banks. No, dito. I call it banks. Murag, I'm not sure what they call it, but kinang entries ba? So they have like, I think 20 or something along those lines. Ikaw, okay.
I haven't noticed it, but when I look at my uh, my chat GPT. Uh, I have searches until January, so it's still loading until to December yet last year. 2024, I still have those searches. Um, anyway, for me, regardless which one that you prefer, it's up to you, right? How you use it, what are your purpose for this, and where you're comfortable at. So I think regardless of the two, who's best is it still depends on you. How you're going to use it, and which one makes you comfortable in using it.
True, true, true. Now, so going back, thank you for that, guys. So going back to our AI tool to make your life easy. Um, let's start with since we already know how to structure our data correctly and how we can check by using what method was that? Okay, Quack Quackhill. Yeah, okay, he's not here. But
Oh,
anyway, yeah.
sorry. What was it again?
I was talking about how we check
Quality of
data.
Hello.
information.
Um, let's just move past it. Um, so right now, I want to show you a very dynamic and flexible app or tool for the whole Google Workspace. It can be used for Google Docs, Forms, Classroom, Paint, drawing or Paint, something like that. Google Spreadsheet, especially, and everything else. It's app script. Uh, app script is just basically a way to code some of the functions that are not present in Google Spreadsheets or any other app in the Google Workspace. If there is something particular or a specific function you want Google to do but can't do it, uh, you need to create a code for that particular function. So here's what I did just recently. So let's go to Gemini. So in our office, we can buy stuff on credit, and the store sends a receipt via email. It's basically HTML type of receipt. The backend is HTML. So what I asked Google to do is that, hey Google, make me a script
There you go.
to fetch emails in my inbox. One three important things you need to do is remember the filter. For example, with email address, blah blah blah. Email address slam at gmail.com, for example. Sorry. Or it can be subject. This with the subject re receipts. Next, another important thing is when I mentioned before about how you structure your data, you have to have a unique identifier. So with the email ID to prevent duplicates. This is very important to place in prevent duplicates for future runs. Uh, so it won't have duplicates. And also the for whatever data you want to fetch, if it's a table, get the table. If it's a chart, get the chart or whatever. If it's possible, then do it. And also the total amount. Um, Now, with this, since it's HTML, there is that class or tagging. If you know the tagging better, if you don't know it, be specific with Google. You say the total amount which is placed at the bottom and in bold, large font, for example. And also then fetch also the date and time. The simple as that. Make me a sorry Google Apps script to be specific. Then Google writes you the script.
There you
Uh,
go.
and it has also some uh, guide. For example, if you want to do it on your own, change some things a bit to fit your needs. Remove commas and bars and all that. So once you wanna try, once he gives you the code, just click copy code, copy paste it, and run it. Debug run is also good, but just run it. Simple as that. So you would see there total amount. Uh, this tool or this um, process is very useful when you have regular emails for data. Um, if you receive regular emails in your office for scorecards or your KPIs, your productivity, and all that, this is a good way to fetch those data um, and place it, organize it in one spreadsheet so you can create charts or reporting based on those data. Like for example, I use this as well when employees go on leave and we don't have a specific an app per se up to go to request leaves. So what I did is everybody who wants to file a leave just subject leave request and date, and it just fetches all my emails and places it here. And I created a table or a calendar on whose leaves was approved and also their leave credits. I automated it so if it's approved, then their leave credits gets that and that.
Deducted.
So yeah, it's a very powerful tool to use by fetching data because we can't spend all our time just looking at emails, the same emails over and over again, right? Um, and that's it. You, anything to add, JR and K?
Yeah, so the only
None.
thing manual here is the emails, right? So in this system, um, they would have to email you with the appropriate amount. I mean, I think just the amount.
the amount. Yeah.
and then the script will determine how do you how do you update the headers on the values? So
Here.
for those that are OC when it comes to labels,
The email ID and date.
the ones
Ito.
that are in column D to F,
Oh, these ones
those
are
are manual
this is the array formula that I mentioned back yes on our pilot
from
episode.
before.
Yeah.
From before. Okay.
If you don't want to see error messages, you can just put in F error blank. Uh, if you want a header, then you have to move your array formula to C2.
Mm.
But the problem is if you play
Or you can if error the label.
yep, with
I
error.
mean that you can manually change the if error to the whatever header you wanna put there. Uh,
Yep. And one thing about array formula which I haven't discussed back then is that this can also cause an infinite loop in a way.
mm.
So don't um, don't ever do this now. You place in CC or C1 and place it on row 2. I will show you this lang ha, but this will destroy my
Get a crash. No.
yep. Pam pam pam. See, that's what it creates
Adding good. It keeps
uh,
adding
more
news
rows. Yeah.
new rules.
How many rows did it create? 13,000 in a span of how many seconds? It created
Mm.
13,000 rows. The reason why is because when he sees our formula sees C initially he sees 28 rows. So he creates 28 formulas. But you place it on C2. So there's only 27. So he creates the spreadsheet creates another row. So your um 28th row would fit. But then again, our formula gets the the data or the number 29 rows. So it keeps on adding and adding, and it's an infinite loop. So avoid that. It would
That
crash
must be
your.
yes. For those of you who wants to try the array formula, kuan, exercise some caution.
Yes. But if you want to be so, manamay,
If you
it's
want
a
to
good tool.
sabotage, if you want to sabotage the uh, a certain file,
Mm. Mm.
right? So
I'm not,
really,
yeah.
understanding this demonstration, this is really perfect for kung ano, RAs or any position that's basically gathering data. Um,
Correct.
I first mentioned RA because they're the more a more centralized um department that handles these types of things. But as a TL, doesn't stop you from exploring this, especially if your platform is built around the Google Suite, right?
Yep.
Maybe if I mean, as a TL in a in established BPO company, I think there's no need, right? Because we have we have a system for this, and also we can access as to how many credits that they have left. However, but if you're working in a small BPO company, definitely you need this for you to keep track.
Right.
Well, it doesn't just limits you to just fetching and reporting. One uh one also one way to use Google Apps is, for example, make me a Google
I
script.
mean, if if we're really talking about, I mean, for this certain codes, that's what we're talking about. But as the entire topic, we can create everything. It's limitless, right? Especially using Gemini, creating app script in Google Sheet. One also that I can share is I created one like I have a data set of data. These are booking dates, and I want to create another sheet out of that data that it will identify the date. And there's a calendar on that next sheet where it blocks the dates. So this is now for me to have at one glance, I know which days are booked and which days are not, right? So we can also use Gemini for that to create the codes for that script.
Mm. Yeah.
Mhm. And for those who have data entry jobs, you can also fetch like this. I use this. Go upstairs to fetch emails from your inbox from for from email address boss with attachment PDF or whatever attachment with attachment na lang, and convert it to text in Google Docs. So data entry people out there, make your life easy. I'm not sure if I have
Mm.
an example for this. I don't have in my email, but maybe on our next episode I can. Uh, oh, sorry. Uh, my next episode I can show you this particular function.
Okay. I think this is gonna be useful, not just for data entry folks, but PDFs in general are quite a pain to deal with simply because you can't edit them,
Yeah,
and if
That's
that's
another
your only
topic. It's OCR.
true.
yeah. I was thinking if I can use the code right now. I just realized that the only thing on my emails are bills, so I can't show that. That's it for me, guys. Anything you wish to add?
No, I think we
Oh,
can jump right into the second half of our um, session. All right, welcome back to the second half of our program. So in the first half, Francis talked about using Gemini or um, including all its updates based on its recent updates, basically, and how it can get data from your past searches and how its memory has been or had like an overhaul as to how it records things. right? And we also talked about some practical application, like extracting data right off of your Google Mail, right? What used to be a very manual task can now be, automated by just a few prompts using Gemini itself, right? Although it doesn't stop you from using GPT as well. So any AI, respectable AI tool out there that you can use, right? So we had or we looked at some samples, and through the use of or in tandem with other formulas such as um, a gray formula, which is something that you shouldn't be using too carelessly unless it's intentional and you want to sabotage a certain file, or a certain file or a certain document, right? So was there any particular instance, K or F, that you would like to expound more about that, and how it turned out?
Yes, this is very common, no? But aside from data itself, I think we all experience as an agent taking in calls. We sabotage aside from we sabotage our computer, right? For us not to take any calls. So, but for for data, I've tried this. I've tried this that it's a certain program from my previous company where we created a tracker. So during the project charter, I mean, there's a politics going on there. And I'm matatag, uh, hey, I mean, you think that it will help the program, but the problem is since you're proactively giving this to them, who created it, right?
Mm,
Kinsay mabutang sa spot, and they don't want that, right? So
right.
ang ending is they do not approve the the project. But I'm still using that tracker through my own. I mean, gigamit siya po na akong tracker para sa akong team.
Right.
And it shows result because we're able to capture it, the behavior of the agent during uh, working on a ticket. But I lock the tracker. I put the password. They cannot see the scripts, those things. They have limited access. They have access. Same with the agents that they cannot edit it because as much as possible, once they click log out, it will submit a data through a drive. Then where it can be consolidated so that it will update our dashboard in terms of the performance. So I lock everything. There's a code. Um, if you don't have the code, you cannot edit it. You cannot see the formula until such time. Yes, it move certain people if mugamit sila ato na tracker, especially if on top on leader. But when I resign, they keep asking me for the password so that they can implement it. I mean, implement this project across the program. I did not give them the password. So uh during that time we are given 3 months to pass the program. And we're able to pass it. And in fact, we're able to move it to work from home set. But I don't know what happened now. After a few months, I resigned. Although they keep asking me for the password, I did not give them the password. They closed the program.
So they closed the program because they no
I
longer
don't
have
know what
access
happened. Uh,
to
they
the
closed the
program.
program. They closed the program. Atong stupid na assistant director is
Oh,
no longer working for that company. Gi-move nag-apply na siya og unsa man ang diha sa diha sa Pine Tree na call center kanang gamay kina call center na siya diha as director.
Wow.
So,
instant
wala how.
promotion.
It's still not a
But do you
promotion.
think do you think that if had you shared it to that person, would the program survive?
Probably. I know there are capable people also. I mean, can create those things, but maybe it's not the tracker alone. But uh, unsaon nila pag-utilize a tracker? How can they be on top of their agents?
Right. If
Maybe that's
they
that's
don't,
that's one. Hmm.
yeah, yeah. If they don't
Hello.
understand, I was saying ba, if they don't understand the principles behind that which you created, dili lagi po na sila they wouldn't be able to optimize that fully. I mean, to its full
Yeah. Oh,
extent,
yeah.
like, to full extent ba. So, like, programs are just tools, right? But never it's still the person who executes things, diba?
Mm.
Yes, correct. So, I mean, in fact, there are two of us working on the tracker. He knows the password too. So, he messaged me once na I mean, nagkita mi sa smoking area kaning diri sa Sugbo Mercado. Nag-work na siya kuan sa lain company. They also keep asking for the password sa iya ha, pero naman siya bitterness kay nag-AWOL man siya so wala po niya tagai.
Uh, so what was the story behind that guy? Also, can why is he bitter?
Uh, I think better because I mean, klaro kayo ang politika ba? Lahi ra ba gid ni kanang especially kaning mga leaders na nga-promote na lang og politics. They are more focused on what's in it for them. How can they stay in power despite that they don't have this knowledge? Yung mga kuwang leadership, mga buko man ni sila. Pero tungod kay politics ni sila,
Mm.
politics kayo, naabot na sila diha. Politics, kanang mo grab lang og credits, kanang may nga na ba or kanang fluke lang, kanang i-perform lang gid ang program. Then they just take credits but they don't know what happened. They don't know unsaon pag-move sa program. They all they know is sila diha ang naglingkod. So they want kana bitang anything na to keep them in power and if na ay someone na mo rise murag ilang i-prevent especially below pa kanila og level kanang dili sila
Mhm.
open-minded ba. This is very common in a BPO industry.
True.
That's why BPO kay makaingon ang uban toxic labi na on an agent perspective because there are leaders like this. So,
Y- kung ano, speaking of ka ng mga leaders na by fluke na promoted or by virtue of no choice. Well, makakonjo ko na like when you go into an interview and those particular managers are the one who are conducting the interview, then they ask you like if this is the problem inana, what will be your solution? Or mangutan na sila, what are the projects you have created? Then relate it to kaning ato ang kuan. You're like, are you are you getting ideas from me without even paying me first? Magiging
correct.
inana nga na thing. I've been to a couple of interviews na inana ang style sila mga managers. Pag kuan sa question. Yeah.
I would like to get idea from the candidates.
Yeah, there's a recent one. I really bank on that. Like they give you access to their data. You sign an NDA, give you access. They ask you to present to identify the gaps of the program. Kit po ani kingin nanginahanglan nakitag trabaho so buhat sad ta. But in a long run, Di, wa, tsapoy, mahitabo, di ba? I mean, I think, even sa LinkedIn, murag, kuha naman kayo na, talamak na kayo sa LinkedIn ba na, murag, they're fetching sa mga ideas lang bitaw
My
to create an
portfolio or
opening.
whatever.
Kana.
Yun, I remembered, but siguro, I don't know, Jer, if you remember this particular sales manager na he had the idea of the $1 deal, which that particular program flourished in one company or was a success in one company. Then he tried to bring it to the company where me and Jer were working at.
The one
Um,
company that will also solicit for ideas from applicants.
yes.
No?
Uh,
Asa may debit ba?
and that
I'll give you a
particular
clue later.
company, and that
Go, go,
particular
go.
company
Start
that
with
me and
M?
JR worked at,
No, 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 no.
uh, he tried to do what was successful back then, but
Uh,
he didn't look into the possible consequences of those that program or that $1 deal promo, and it was it failed massively.
so like from his perspective, like it tried to bring, or did he claim that he was the one who invented, or who just took the idea and ran off with it and bring it to the next company?
I'm guessing that's it. That's what happened. He tried to run with the idea.
And
I'm not
why do
sure.
you think it failed?
I he didn't see it through that um basic. I don't know how to say it without
Mentioning
disclosing some
specific.
of the the stuff, but
Just the principle. Like, for example, a dollar deal is a good bait, right? It's a good way for clients, potential clients to sign in and without having that full commitment yet, 'di ba? Like,
yeah,
hey, I'm still I don't fully trust your company because I don't know you, but since you're asking me to pay $1 for kind of might as well go with it and observe if there are results, then I will continue to pay the $1, or is this because, hey, I'm not gonna go with that because you might be asking for $1 now, but sooner or later, or probably after 30 days, it will, you know, you will hijack the prices to say $300 per month.
yeah. That is the dire deal. And what he didn't thought about was the operational cost of it. Um, our previous company, which was successful with the $1 deal, had already thought of every cost in creating that particular product, and that uh, they minimize the cost. That's why they can run the $1 deal. On the other hand, the company that particular sales manager applied or tried to do the $1 deal, he did not give those details, or he was not aware, or basically has no knowledge of anything except selling. And the operational cost of that particular $1 deal um, is not minimal, and you can't change it to something small because you
Yeah,
have to pay for it upfront. So that's why it
yes.
failed.
And then there's a lot of overhead costs to pay. Yeah, I agree with you. So this one is the MK, the one that F mentioned. So this was the M, and then the idea was somewhere else. The
Mhm.
one that takes ideas from candidates in the hope of getting hired. but they're really more interested in the idea that you're putting in a, hey, that sounds like a good idea. Um, I don't think I'm gonna hire you, but I like the idea.
Ah.
So yeah,
But what was
that's
his reason first for that opening? Is that really just to get an idea, or there's really an opening?
there's really an opening, I guess,
Mhm.
to some extent. So I think F can expound on that further because he has more experience with that company.
Yeah, they basically they open the position, gather pool of applicants. They already know who they want to hire. Basically, they know the attitude that they want to hire, what type of person they want to hire. But at the end of the day, they just want to interview everyone, get some ideas from everyone, and hire the ones that they really like, which is, I bet, siguro mga sip-sip.
The ones that looks sip sip, and
Yeah.
those are the ones that really stay uh well within the tenure of the company. And believe it or not, they're still open, whereas the latter that F discussed is no longer in operation, right? I mean, not because of that one mistake alone, but multiple reasons. Uh, Biggest thing, the factor was the really the politics and how each of those leaders that are up on top meaning on the site itself, are really just after their personal gains. And they're also rumored to run a separate company or separate business while working as upper management in that same company. So they're creating kind of like a competitor. So that was a rumor. I'm not sure if that has been proven or disproven, but that was a rumor around that time. So they're already spread thin because they're trying to run two business at once, and most of the people up on the top are in on it, right? Like from the EA to the C position that's on site. Even the quote unquote VP of not sure what kind of VP he was, operations or sales or whatever. He has not really contributed to anything successful. He's just there to like give a pep talk, and that's it.
And the funny thing is that I heard a rumor that um uh they really did not pay the ones that they pirated. They're still working at the company, but they're working at a different site. Um, but in paper, in HR or the attendance, though they're working out, they should have been absent, right? But
Mm.
in paper, they're present. So basically, that company is paying those guys.
To run
Um,
a separate company. Are you taking this all in K? Like, how would you feel, man, if you're in this business?
Hmm. I don't speechless.
uh,
Speechless,
yeah.
right? So I think I
So
was even
eh,
rumored to be part of that.
the one that talked to me about it was that this is that ang kay among sweldo pareha ra agarang nisod ra man gihapon sa amo ang this particular bangko na ang
Mm.
kaning particular no kumpanya mo ning
Mm. And then
ning hatag.
and these are not the upper management folks that are in on it like very deep in, but they're also taking in ranks, like ranks that are really hands on with the project. Um, and correct me if I'm wrong, if like programmers or developers, right? And customer facing representatives, like we call that
Yes.
project managers. I mean, not project managers per se, but the ones that are the voice of the fulfillment team, kind of like. So like they're, hey, you're not gonna be working on this site, you're gonna be working here, but you're still paid. So they're still active on the legit company. It's just that they can't be seen on that day.
Mhm.
So in any sense of the word, they're technically absent. But little do they know, or we know, that they're working on that um bogus company. I mean, not saying bogus, but they're trying to like a duplicate company that they're building for themselves. So they're eating the company from the inside. That's how rotten these people are in terms of thinking. Because if they were really genuine in making the company successful, um we may have like a failed dollar deal experiment that wouldn't result to the company closing. So yeah, so there's too much self-interest there, and everyone's in on it. It's I think the core of that um greedy folks it's a three-man kind of like core, right? But the I think the other foreigner left the company, right? So there were like two. I mean, there used to be three kind of like foreigners, two Asian, very distant Asian, and then the other one's a Caucasian. So one of the Asians left before, I think, before they initiated that heinous crime. Again, these are allegations. We're not saying that it was really proven. So
But company making another company, that's just a Monday for publishing.
yeah, it's publishing companies are
A different breed
let's
of
say
animals, but the same the same mammal.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
even agents in a BPO company, uh, once they resign, although it's not full idea how the publishing company works, but they have an idea how to do it, right? Without doing the fulfillment side. So they tend to create their own BPO company. So I heard one used to work in a fly by night BPO company. I just met the person, friend of Nick, and they talk. I heard it lang na after they resigned here, they went to Cagayan de Oro, they create their own BPO company. So
uh,
natural, uh, ako ang first question, do you have fulfillment? The answer is
uh
no. So so that's already a scam, right? So it tainted the BP, I mean the publishing
Industry.
industry ba?
Yeah.
So meaning they just take out money.
A
right.
lot of
Imagine ba Lord, they accept PayPal, Paymaya, GCash. Oh my God.
What the hell?
For the payment.
How can you use Gcash for that? That's a very
Yeah,
Pinoy
I
thing,
think
right?
I think that's the one. They I mean someone pay them through PayPal and they transfer it to GCash. I think that's
Uh,
possible, right?
yeah, yeah. You can cash into via PayPal.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the problem with really with publishing. When they quit, because the root of all these is just politics. Everything involves politics. If we don't like you, you're out. Something like that, right? Pretty much most of the reasons why the very first, yeah, I think it's common knowledge, siguro from everyone here who's the mother of all publishing, right? So we're not gonna name that. So it's part of a corporation, uh not necessarily conglomerate, but a corporation. It has multiple imprints under one umbrella, and because of the politics, it's really rampant in that uh company, coming from someone who worked there. The politics is really rampant right across the board. Every department has its own pockets of politics going on, right? And then all of a sudden, there was a change in leadership, and then so that's usually the trigger when the kind of like the balance becomes disrupted, right? So when there's a perfectly working organization and then someone higher up leaves, especially someone that they look up to, and then that person leaves, get replaced with someone new, and then those that are at the bottom of the food chain will suck up to that new person that just replaced the new one. So then that becomes the imbalance, or there will be a power struggle, right? So during that power struggle, policies change, um if new policies get implemented, and then the old people don't like it, so they leave. So when they leave, they take with them, what do they take with them? The leads. So when they take the leads, so already I have the lead, so might as well start my own company. I think I've saved a lot of money already. So why don't I start? So a lot of those really came um from that notion. Um and it's usually just the politics. So the core of it all, they left because they don't like how they were being treated and all that. So at the end of the day, it's still incompetent leaders. Diba? So what experience do you have, or with publishing? F, that
Um,
you wanna
I've
save it for
been for another time. Yes.
but yeah, I think I kind of rambled on and on. And a lot of these quote unquote leaders are thrust into that position, um of course, because of personal interest, like what Kay mentioned earlier. They're trying at that the mind of that leader is that, hey, there's this other person who's trying to like show off, and would like to be um trying to be a showboat, right? Trying to be a star of the show, and we don't want that, right? So his idea was rejected, but you know, uh, after a certain time, they started to, hey, I think your idea works. Can I take it? So in that in and underneath that request is like, I'd like to take that credit, and take it as my own idea, something like that. So credit grabbing there. It's not. if you've stayed, if you've been working in BPO for the longest time, credit grabbing is very very common for these so-called leaders. And that's sadly what makes the workplace really really uh a struggle or a punishment even to even work in that kind of environment. And some of these leaders turn out to be really good at what they do with the politics. Some of them would even literally run for politics. Right,
Yeah,
Kay?
and right. And because if something wrong with, I mean, especially if they got promoted, like they started, let's say here from the bottom, let's say here they, let's say, let's, let's say they're able to, na-hire sila sa usag company as manager. Maybe they fake their credentials or unsa ba,
Yeah.
then they lack this skills. Then they got promoted to senior operation manager. Pataka na lang, bahala na diha. So they, but even though they are not the right person to be promoted as SOM, bahala na, right? They do everything to stay in that position until such time they don't care what will happen to the program, until such time that they will create experience, right? They can stay
Right.
as much as 2 years or 1 year, don't even care about the program anyway. They can jump to another company since they have experience as a senior up, I mean as OM, they can apply for SOM though. So that's what happened. That's very rampant on my previous company. That's what happened because the program started small, and you can even, our SOM is coming from I think he was, I mean he started there as a team lead. Then for a span of 3 years, 4 years, because our company always hire leaders um, within. So that's what happened. Anyway, when after after some fiasco, he went out, applied for another company. He is now a senior operation manager. There's one that we found out that his credential is all fake. Uh, because of the title.
Yes.
He has a little experience on
Fair.
leadership, but he was able to apply as a quality manager. But he was not effective, so because of politics, they move him to operation as OM. And luckily, because of politics again, he moved. He was now the senior operation manager. So
The director.
yes. And their reason is there's one client that he can manage. So
Mm-hmm.
that was the qualification. So he can really talk to the client. He has good relationship to the client. But that's the reason why they promote them to a senior operation manager. And can I bitong I tried joining the client meeting. Sus puriyagaba. He asked the RA to create his own deck. Then the time that the client has question, he was not able to answer it. He doesn't know what's going on sa program because what the option creates a deck. He tried to kanang tanaw sa mga OM na mga faces if someone will help him. No one helped him. Although he has good relationship to the client, but the client threat him na we've been partners for 3 years and we are still not getting there. To not wait that well our relationship. So what happened? We were the one. I mean, there's only two vendor for this client, but after that meeting, several months, there's already five now. I
which
think
is
if
not a good
someone listened
indicator.
to this from a huh,
Which is not a good indicator that
correct,
you know
right?
it's working well. Yeah.
We have now a site in Egypt and Latam because of that site lead meeting. So if you're one, or if you are from my company before, kinsa akong istorya.
All right. So yeah, that is why we have these podcasts, and for those of you who are still tuned in, thank you for listening, and we hope that it gave you insights, right? So who wants to see Kay do the lead in discussion next week? Let me know, because I think that's a wrap, right? Okay.
That's a
Anything?
Yeah,
slam.
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
Yes, you will. All right. So let's wrap this up. For Uh, so this has been another episode of Slab Stressless and Automate More. So we hope you picked up some valuable tips to help you navigate the modern workplace, whether you're remote or in the office. Remember, the goal is to work smarter, not harder. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with your coworkers. Got a topic you'd like us to cover? Reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. Till next time, keep slamming your way to a more productive and stress free work life. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.